What's up guys, it's me, your boy SteveRandom here, and in today's video, I'm going to run through real quick 5 fragrances that I think work really well on a rainy day. This is like a certain topic that I've seen a lot of YouTubers do, you know, like a top 5 best fragrances like for rainy days. And it's kind of like weird to think about because in this list, I don't really know how to justify these being in this list. All I know is that they smell good during times of rain, and like they smell good in general, but it hits different during the rain, if you guys get what I mean. So we're gonna start off with number 1. This is not in order, this is just 5 different ones. We're gonna start off with Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. This one is very versatile, but for some reason when it's raining, when it's cold outside, and it just like it projects way better for me, and just in the cold in general, this fragrance does a lot better. When it's raining, it just hits different, it like projects more, and it also is very attractive when it's so muggy outside. You know, when you're smelling this as someone's walking by, or if you're smelling it from yourself, it brings a smile to the face, especially on like a muggy day like this. I'm currently outside, obviously. It's cold, it's raining, but especially on a muggy day kind of like this, you wear this fragrance and you walk by people, if they smell it, you're gonna put a smile on their face. That's Chanel Allure Homme Sport Eau Extreme. My second one is NAUTICA Voyage. This is probably the cheapest fragrance on this list and on any of my lists if it makes it on there, but for some reason last month I've been wearing it. I enjoyed it a lot. It just, when it dries down, it's really when it plays its key role. In the opening it could be a little bit harsh, and at first when I was smelling this, it was a little bit harsh for me. It just was very piercing and very sort of like, it makes you kind of nauseous. If you can get past that, in the dry down it smells really, in a way, manly, but at the same time like very fresh and sort of like a shaving gel. And there's nothing wrong with that on a rainy day because this thing does really last long. It doesn't project as heavily as some other fragrances do in this list, but it lasts forever. Like I could wear the same, like if I have a hoodie on and I wear it the next day, or like I just smell it the next day, I can still smell this fragrance on there. It's really kind of a bang for your buck. You guys have probably heard this already. You know, it's a cheapie, and it's a good cheapie. It does very well in the rainy days because it kind of brings this refreshment to the table, you know. Because usually, like when you associate gloomy, dark, raining day, you associate it with kind of a depressed feeling. When I smell this, or when you put this on, it kind of brings a refreshment side to the table on a sort of day like where it's raining. It works well in that sense. That's NAUTICA Voyage. My third fragrance is Creed Green Irish Tweed. There's not much to say about this one because I've probably said it so many times. It's a fragrance that smells very natural, sort of like what you'd expect like a forest to smell, and like what raining per se smells like if it has a smell, you know, like just that water mixed with that leaf, the greenery. It just smells like a rainy day, is basically the way to put it. But in a good way. Like don't think, you know, oh, this must smell like super dark or super bad, or like it must smell like trash. But it doesn't. It smells amazing, and it works well in a rainy day because it sort of just fits well with it. And it does project. It does last long. It's not the best in those categories, but it does do its job. But if you want to pay, because this is quite expensive, so if you want to pay for this one, I would suggest, if you like how it smells, because I wouldn't go for the performance in this one, even though it is pretty good on performance, but it's not its best trait. Really amazing during the rainy days, and really a nice smell to have on anytime really during the year, but it works well on a cold rainy day. Moving on to some more versatile fragrances that work well during rainy days, we have Gucci Guilty Intense. It kind of brings this nice tone to a rainy day. It brings a mysterious kind of tone, and it's very woody as well, which brings a nice bit to the table, you know. Even if it's a hot rainy day, it still brings a great amount to the table, but usually I would prefer this during the cold rainy days, you know. Again, as it is, you know, cold, rainy, gloomy, I guess just not the vibe you want to be in when you want to go outside. This one you can wear and it just it works well in that vibe, you know. It like brings on the smell that's really a little bit different than other fragrances, and it works well in a rainy day. That's number 4, Gucci Guilty Intense. And the last but not least is Versace Dylan Blue. So Versace Dylan Blue, classic, you know, what's it called? The mainstream, or just your go-to fragrance if you're looking for a versatile fragrance. What works well with this versus like its, you know, contenders like your Sauvage, like British Chanel, like all those, you know, fragrances that associate towards this one, it kind of works a little bit better than those, only because it has more of a spicy vibe. In, you know, in the cold, you know, the spiciness does somehow like project a little bit more for some reason, and this one projects a little bit more during the cold. And I think you guys, or if you guys have been long-time viewers, you guys know I used to say this doesn't project. It does last on, but it doesn't project at all. Well, I've proven myself wrong, and I found out that, you know, in the cold, especially not on a rainy day, but just in the cold in general, and if it's a cold and rainy day, that's a plus. But if it's on a cold day, I feel that Versace Dylan Blue does project well. And why does it do well in the rainy days? It just works with the vibe, you know. It brings out this nice citrusy and spicy mixture to this like bad, gloomy, rainy day, and it just works all together. It really smells good when it dries down, especially sometimes when I'm walking and it's raining and like I get somewhere and I just start smelling the smell and I'm like, wow, Dylan Blue, man, you gotta chill. So that's Versace Dylan Blue, and that's it for you. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's it. It's been me, your boy SteveRandom. If you guys enjoyed it, like, subscribe, and peace.